Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is Red Rabbit Ghost, a debut novel by Julian. It's about Jesse. Jesse returns to the small town he grew up in, Black Knot, North Carolina, when a mysterious text message offers him more information about his mother's death. 18 years ago, her body was found by the river, surrounded by mysterious ritual objects, and with baby Jesse wailing beside her. While the cause of death was nominally heart failure, there are plenty of stories about cults, witchcraft, and the strange things that happen in the abandoned building called the Night House on the edge of town. And not everyone is happy about Jesse poking around and stirring up the past. Red Rabbit Ghost is the debut novel from Julian, whose previous book was a short story anthology. The book is to me definitely in the Southern Gothic oeuvre with horror elements. This means it's more about place and atmosphere than pure horror scares, though it does have a haunted house and supernatural things that happen as well. The book is written in the third person, and the narrative moves between two stories, alternating chapters, that of Jesse returning from college to follow the thread given to him in the text message, and that of Alice, a troubled teenage girl who has recently returned from a stint in a mental health facility, and she lives with her wealthy father on the better side of town. We initially don't know what links these two stories, but they come together as the story progresses, and they sort of spiral around each other nicely. The story opens strongly with Jesse returning to the house where his aunt raised him and desperately looking for the tin he kept any mementos of his mother in that he could find, which are few. It's such an evocative moment. His heightened search as he can't find it lets us know that this is core to him. Even as he ran away from all this to escape the small town, start a new life, this is what defines him. We also meet his aunt and see her competent parenting, but also how much she has buried, how close her feelings and secrets are to the surface. And we also get a sense of his mother, a teenager, a young woman in out-of-date clothing, a free spirit, someone who stepped out of time in some way, almost captured in amber. I really liked how this opened the story and how this showed us the story world and its core without clunky exposition, without delay, actually, as well. This book has an elusive quality as it weaves in its elements. It wants you to follow Jesse down the rabbit hole, so to speak, and to find out more about his life and Alice and the town as we go. We get a lot of the elements of Southern Gothic as we go along. The smell of swamp, small town where everyone knows everyone, narrow-mindedness, God-fearing and church-going, but also this underbelly of black magic and kind of voodoo, madness and young ethereal girls and their punishing but charming fathers, cults out in the wilderness, and secrets that simmer just below the surface. Jesse is a smart, cynical kid, and he's also bisexual. He dresses a little grungy, which in the small town is sometimes sort of seen as exotic and sometimes as punishable by a life-threatening beating. At the heart of the book, there's a mystery, and this is where the book gets a little unfocused, perhaps. I liked Jesse and piecing together who Alice was and what was going on. I think it basically worked, but sometimes sort of in the middle of the book, it would slow down a little bit. I think that's okay for Southern Gothic because it's kind of the nature of the beast a little bit, but it makes for a slow burn if you're coming to this expecting it to be more like a straight horror book, for example. It feels like the ending, if I'm going to be a little bit harsh, was a little soft as well. After going on this journey with Jesse, we've had hints of cults, dark magic, murder, town secrets, secret languages, and these feel like the smoking gun in the room. In the end, none of these are really utilized, and another thread is followed. It works, but it feels like there was a payoff with Jesse's mother's story that just wasn't quite met, where a revelation or a more strong answer was foreshadowed by a lot of these elements. We may come to understand what happened, but there's still some questions in my mind as to why and why this happened here, that kind of thing. But that said, I really liked this book. The author's narrative voice felt unique and confident, and I really liked that. The book is weird and ghostly. It's very southern, very dreamy, and sort of soft with layers of time and other worlds. I really like that kind of thing. It's also dark and cynical and kind of the flip side of the all-American dream, but in a way that's expressive of another side of life, another walk of life. It's not just sort of trying to be edgy or subversive, you know? The author has made an intriguing story world and characters for us. I love Southern Gothic. I love Gothic suspense. I'm sure you guys know that. So for me, this was a little treat. I would definitely be looking out for this author again. I would read her work again. So this one is for you if you're fans of the supernatural, of Gothic and that kind of Gothic suspense. This should please you. It might please fans of this sort of Lovecraftian style of story as well. It's not straight up typical horror genre fiction, but it's definitely dark and spooky. So that's kind of where it is. I really liked it. Thank you to Hachette Book Group Canada for the copy of this book for review. And guys, what are you reading for your spooky season reading? Anybody reading anything interesting? Let me know in the comments. Always love to hear recommendations. Or if you have Southern Gothic specifically, or yeah, that kind of Gothic reads, haunted house reads, please tell me in the comments, because my stack of TBR, it just isn't long enough. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.